Maurice's Polar Review. Got the style and the flavor, talking RL2. Spitting facts and some wisdom is what the bros do. You're now watching real taste from an original dude. So sit back and relax, it's Maurice's Polar Review.
Boom, 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 boom. Welcome back with another special edition of Maurice's Polar Reviews. Today we'll be talking about this right here. It's a very special time in Ralph Lauren history, I want to say, because we actually thought, well, I did anyway, I actually thought that this piece would never come out again. Ralph got patterns, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So, anyway, let's talk about this. If you know Ralph Lauren, you know what this is. This is one of everybody's grills, the Japan. All I can say about this piece is immaculate. It's an immaculate piece. We'll talk about the highs and lows, price points, and resellers and things of that nature, because I'm pretty familiar about this piece right here. So anybody who knows this piece, I believe it came out around 2011. Very, very sought after piece. After it came out, it did hit the outlets. You know, I want to thank Jamila, aka Pink, for that information. And this piece has been highly sought after. And for the people that I know in the community, this particular piece right here has been, before it redropped, this particular piece has been going for 2,000 plus. It varies on sizes, but smalls 2,000, largest 3, extra large 4, 2XL 6, 2, 4, 6, sometimes 8. With this particular piece, Ralph Lauren knew what he was doing. He knew he was going to have the streets in a chokehold in 2026 of this piece right here, and he did his thing. You know, once you look at it, you know, it does have Japan, even though I can tell on my camera thing it's backwards. But anyway, it has the Japan symbol and has everything that the OG has. You have this beautiful, you know, and then you have the Japan versus the U.S., of course. You have the number of nations entered, individual entered, and contestants entered in this particular event. On the side of it, KLM 18. Again, this is a dope piece. This is a piece that, me personally, this is not a everyday wear. This is maybe an event piece if you want to utilize it for that. Me personally, I'm going to utilize my piece, you know, around the time it gets colder outside, you know, around the time that, you know, I want to go to an event or something, I can pop out in this. Here's the thing with I would say highly sought after items, and we have to be conscious about, if anybody knows anything about your piece and the price point that it could go for, you have to be careful, right? Be in and be out, you know, and I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just only being honest about the situation, because a lot of people know what you have. You know, we can talk about off-whites. We can talk about this particular piece. We could talk about Louis Vuitton varsity jackets. We could talk about a variety of clothing, shoes, or whatever the case may be that's highly sought after in various communities. What would it call? The Freddy Krueger low top dunks. Those are like very, very exclusive, like $15,000 or something like that, if not 20. So the Dior dunks, probably about $6,000, $7,000. These are shoes that we are talking about, people. And people do take things. Back in my day, people would kill over a pair of red Jordans. Back then. So what do you think they would do now if they can get away with some of the stuff that we people will work hard for in our life and get? They will try to take it, in a sense, from you. So with that being said, me personally, dealing with higher end items, especially like Ralph Lauren, Louis Vuitton, all the fashion houses or whatever the case may be, Hermes, whatever, you have to be careful on you have to watch your surroundings, in a sense. Me personally, I wear a lot of Ralph Lauren, but I wear a lot of Small Pony, basic Ralph Lauren stuff. I do have a lot of high-end items. I will wear here and there, but I don't wear them all the time. I rather wear Small Pony. That way, it's just a cleaner look. You know, it warrants the attention sometimes, but not a lot of attention, if you understand what I'm saying. And a lot of people are like, well, Maurice, why you even get those items? Because I like what I like, and I do wear those items. It's just the fact that you have to be careful. That's all I'm saying. So, anyway, this piece right here, Hot Flames, there are a lot of people that are still looking for this item. You have to do your research sometimes on these items. I know two people in particular, I'm not gonna call their names, but one I found for them, and then I know a guy who he went on the vintage site and he got this particular piece. And there are a lot of people who are still holding OGs. But see, this is what you have to be sort of kind of leery about whenever you get these particular pieces. If you know anything about Ralph Lauren, you know the Japan, the Indian head sweater, number 2. Number 3 will be the Stadium 93. Let me see what else. P-Wing, of course. Any kind of P-Wing, any kind of best sweaters from the 80s, slash 90s. It's Ralph Lauren got a lot of heat. So if you're into vintage, you already know. And on top of that too, when we say grails, understand that everybody has a particular piece in the Ralph Lauren collection somewhere that is they're desired. So it's individualized on what you want and how you want to find it. So with that being said, everybody have their own grail list on what they need or what they want in their closet. They are very particular about certain items and the conditions that they are in. Me personally, I shop Lotique of Atlanta. I do Depop. I do Unique. I do Grail. I do Poshmark. I do eBay. I even do OfferUp. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Facebook Marketplace. You know, people still have a lot of items that are lingering in their closet. They probably just don't want anymore, or it could have been a gift. Who knows? But again, you have to know what you're looking for and the condition you want it in, and that way you will know exactly what you get. You know, me personally, I do, you know, vintage items. I do rugby, I do double RL. I'm getting more in the double RL phase because of the simple fact the quality is there, and then on top of that too, it's not as loud as some stuff, vintage. So I'm doing that also. So when it come down to it, you know, wear your items, number 1. Number 2, you know, just be humble about it. You know, people work hard for their stuff, and you know, do you enjoy your collection. And that's just me personally. So also I want to show you what comes with this whenever you purchase it from Ralph Lauren, which I think is sort of dope. First of all, you get this polo by Ralph Lauren. You get a hanger, a wooden hanger, fancy, you know. And also you get this garment bag that comes with it that says Ralph Lauren. This is what you purchase for $885. Now these pieces are going upwards between $2,000, $4,000, and $5,500 for 2XL. Yeah, so luckily, you know, by the grace of God, I had somebody, you know, shout out to Pink, for looking out for me with this item. Of course, you know, I've been wanting it, but you know, for a while I just couldn't find it, and then when I found the prices was outrageous. So with that being said, yeah, this is a special, you know, Maurice's Polo Reviews that I want to come in and tap in and talk to you about. This is a very dope item. And also understand that you can find deals online. Macy's, really don't know what's going on with them, but they have some crazy closeouts over at the last act. Dillard's. So there's still items that are available that you might have on your list, you know, that just recently came by, that you can go over there and probably get a better discount than Ralph Lauren themselves, you know, than the website. So, you know, do that. So I wanted to come over here and just boom. So thank you for coming to Maurice's Polo Review channel. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. It's all love over here. There's no hate. I want everybody to win. I want everybody to eat. And just be humble about, you know, your blessings in life. Sometimes it takes an act of God for you to stop, take a breath, and look around you to understand how blessed you really have it. So that's just my gems to you, you know, because at the end of the day, when we up, and we're down. All of this can be taken away overnight. Understand that. So enjoy what you have. Appreciate for the ones who appreciate you, and you know, just love life. So with that being said, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Salute and have a blessed one.
Maurice's Polo Review. Got the style and the flavor, talking RL2. Spitting facts and some wisdom is what the bros do. You're now watching real taste from an original dude. So sit back and relax, it's Maurice's Polo Review.